Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday carry people. It's the Big Canucker here, and today I want to have a quick look at something here that a lot of you knife nerds and I guess a lot of you knife people have got in your collection. I just want to say thank you to Spencer, who's actually a subscriber and a friend and a customer, sharpening customer, who lent me his Spyderco Sharpmaker. And I just wanted to kind of go over it. I've had a chance for, I've had it for a couple weeks here. And, I've touched up a few knives, and I just kind of wanted to go over it with you and give you my opinion on it. And hopefully, sway somebody's mind on whether or not they're going to buy this or not. Hint, hint, hint. I think it's definitely worth buying. All right. So now it comes in this fantastic little box. It is a very, very self-contained unit. Of course, I've got my Lucky Toonie here. And I've got a Reich Knives. What the heck is this here? This is the P121B. It's actually my my son's knife. It's not his everyday carry. It's just a beautiful action on this knife, by the way. It's just his Sunday knife, and he left it here, and I thought, well, while he's here, I'll put a nice Spyderco edge on it, and I've done that, and it's a beauty. Now, once again here, this Spyderco Tri-Angle Sharpmaker comes in a perfect little self-contained box. I'm going to say probably about 6 inches long or so, and maybe 3 inches wide, maybe a little bit more. And it comes with, you open it up here, it has got itself here your alumina stones here, the Spyderco ceramic triangle stones, which are absolutely fantastic. And the set comes with some medium grit here, and they're off the side, and it has the fine grit too as well. And it also comes with a couple of safety rods here too as well. They're actually made of brass, so if you happen to slip, you're not going to cut your back of your hand, and you're also not going to take a real big chunk out of your knife edge too as well. So the brass is quite soft, and it'll probably just cut into the brass a little bit, and you'll say, oh crap, and then you'll be a little bit careful. So if you can see here on the top of the Spyderco Sharpmaker, there's a little slot in the middle, and that little slot is the case here, which is a handle on both sides. So then you can just turn it around. If you're left-handed, you can use this lefty, or if you're right-handed, you can use it righty. But these are your two different holes here for your different angles. We've got this side here, which I do believe it is 30 degrees inclusive, or 15 degrees per side. And this one here is 40 degrees inclusive, or 20 per side. And that's for a couple of different reasons. Because, not every knife is sharpened the same. And if you've got something that's a little bit more of an outdoor, knife, you want it at 20 degrees, that gives you kind of a smaller bevel and a little bit stronger bevel. You can sharpen it that way. Or if you want yourself a little bit thinner of a bevel, you can use this side, which is the 15 degrees per side. There's also a lot of times people here, they'll sharpen on the 30 degree side here, or the 15 degrees per side. And then when their knife gets a little bit dull, they'll put it over here to 20, and they'll just give it a little bit of a touch up on the 20 degrees per side, because after all, you don't need to sharpen that entire bevel. You can just sharpen the apex on this side, and just to give it a little bit of a touch up. All right. So now what you'll want to do here, starting off first thing, is you'll want to put your rods in with the triangle facing in. And so what that does is, because it's a smaller surface area, it's going to bite into your edge a lot more. And that's what your first kind of step is here on this. And just to give you an idea, so basically what you'll want to do is you'll want to take it and you'll want to keep your knife completely parallel to the ground, because there's the V edge right like this. So you want to keep your knife just like this, completely parallel. You'll want to start at the top, keeping the knife parallel to the ground, and you'll want to stroke down. And then you'll go to the other side and you'll stroke down. And so that's giving you both your sides. So now, what a lot of people do, if the knife is extremely, extremely dull, basically what you'll do is you'll go 20 strokes on this side, you'll move over 20 strokes on this side, and then alternating between the two if you want to pull that burr off. Now, once you've got this edge kind of broken in, using this corner system, you'll want to turn your rod sideways, and then if you've got an apex built on your 20 strokes, you don't need to go with 20 strokes again. 10 this side, 10 this side will do you. Now, when the rods are on this side, you can also, and I don't happen to have one right this second, but these are small enough that you can actually drag a knife with serrations, and it'll skip along there with your serrations. So it'll allow you to sharpen your serrations too as well. So now once you've got your edge kind of cut in, and you'll, depending upon how you want to do it, as you'll get to know it a little bit more, you can actually put it in on the ultra fine or the fine here corner or the flat. Myself personally, I recommend going with the flat, because when you've got your knife bevel set, it's very, very sharp, it whittles hair, and so all you're doing is refining this edge. Yes, it will be a little bit faster doing it this way, but I don't think there's anything wrong with just going with your flat side to hone your edge. And that's just my specific feeling after using this and sharpening probably 4 or 5 knives on this and touching up some kitchen knives. That's kind of my my way I would go about it. I'm sure if you watch Sal the DVD, he's got something different to say, but like I said, you'll want to experiment this and play with it a little bit. And not every knife steel is the same, not every knife person is the same, but it is a very, very nice system. Okay, so we've kind of gone over how this system works. Now, do you recommend this or do you not, Mr. Big Canucker? I think this is a wonderful system, especially for somebody who is just starting off with their knife collection. It's not going to break the bank. In Canada, you're probably somewhere around $100. In the States, you're somewhere around, I'm going to say $70 or so, 60, $70, maybe a little bit more. And it's not going to break the bank. And it allows you to put a really quite good edge on your knife. Not a lot of versatility with this, but it does allow you to put some really, really good edges on your knives. And it also starts to train you with the angle game too as well. So here is your 30 degrees inclusive. And then so you just kind of just give it a nice stroke. Now, there are some aftermarket products here available for this. Now, these stones here are an alumina ceramic stone with a medium grit, somewhere around 1,000 grit, we'll say. And then you've got the fine grit here, which is, I'm going to say somewhere around, say, 1,1700. Now, you are able to get a coarser diamond and boron nitride set of rods for this, and you're also able to get an extremely finer set of rods, which is the ultra fine alumina ceramic rod too as well. So you do have a little bit of range. Now, this right out of the box with just these 4 stones, it will take absolutely forever. If you've got a blade that's got a really, really bad chip in it, or you've got something that's extremely dull and you want to shape your edge, and you want to something you've got an extremely obtuse edge, say somewhere around, say, like 28 degrees or 30 degrees per side. You'll want to maybe lay that back a little bit. It will take absolutely forever to do that with these particular stones, the medium grit stones. You'll want something a lot more coarse, and that's where the diamond and the boron nitride stones come into play. And then conversely, you want a mirror polished edge. This edge here will take an extremely, this ceramic stone here will give an extremely fine, sharp edge, but it won't necessarily give an extremely polished edge, where the ultra fine stone will give an extremely polished edge. So now, do I recommend this? Yes, especially if you're a beginner. You don't want to spend $1 million on a whole bunch of different stones. This will get your knife sharp. It'll do it relatively easily, and it'll allow you to have a good everyday carry type of edge. Now, if you are more of a knife expert or collector, you want to have a little bit more versatility, there are other systems out there costing 2 or 3 times as much, but they will do a whole lot more, i.e. the KME system or the Edge Pro system or, you know, some of those other systems that are cost you $200, $300, $400, $500, $600. So yes, I would definitely recommend this if you're a knife beginner. Even if you're not a knife beginner, I would like to get myself one of these systems simply for touching up my kitchen knives. I've got a king stone that's 1,000, 6,000 combination stone.
2 hours later.
All right, sorry about that. Oh, just say I'm back here. Sorry about that. Just had my phone ringing, and it automatically shuts off my video, so I had to answer that call. Now, not sure exactly where I was here because it was a little bit of a long call, but I just want to kind of finish up here. Would I recommend this? Absolutely, especially if you're a beginner and you don't want to spend $1 million to have a sharpening system. The cons are that it is not an extremely versatile system, but it is a really, really good teaching system. And if you do want to go with this way and you want to have a little more versatility, look at picking up either the diamond rods or the boron nitride rods for the coarser grit, and the extra fine rods for the honing the edge to get a mirror polished edge. All right, well, I just want to say thank you so much for stopping by and having a look here at my video. Now, if you like what you see, please remember to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And also, please tell your friends and help me share my voice. Now, especially what's going on out there, I'd like you guys to all stay safe, keep your stick on the ice and the shiny side up. This is the Big Knucker saying goodbye.